Hey guys, it's Chelsea, and right now we are doing our St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Radiothon. And I know that you're going to hear a lot of stories on air from parents and from the kids firsthand, but I wanted to share some stories of some of the kids that I got to meet, and I got to hear their stories about their time at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So I'm going to start off actually with the story of a girl named Courtney, who is not a cancer patient. I know a lot of people associate St. Jude with cancer, but they do take care of children of all different incurable diseases. And Courtney is a patient there at St. Jude who has sickle cell. Now, Courtney has actually been a patient before she was born. Her mother knew she was going to have sickle cell, so she marched on into St. Jude and has been a patient there, well, before she was even born. And Courtney's still a patient today. She still goes to St. Jude all the time for treatment. But this girl, when I tell you, is the most positive, happy, giggling girl I've ever met and ever got the pleasure of hearing from. I mean, this girl talked about things that were undeniably upsetting. And I'm smiling because this is the way she talked about it. And I wanted you to be able to experience it the way I did. Courtney talked about her sickle cell and explained about her pain crises. She gets in so much pain sometimes because of her sickle cell that she has to go to the hospital. That's how much pain she's in. But she talked to us about this with the biggest smile on her face and giggled about it and talked about it like it wasn't a big deal. And it is a big deal. But she was able to talk about it with the biggest smile on her face, and her smile was infectious. You listened to her talk about her disease and you smiled about it too because she was smiling. Courtney also talked about how she's going to be starting a new trial, and she has done another trial before. And what's amazing about the kids that talk about going through different trial programs is they know that it doesn't guarantee that it's going to work. And their response to it is, you know what, it might not work for me, but at least they'll learn from this and it might be able to help somebody else. How selfless of a thing is that? That they know that this research they're doing that could help them might not work, and they're going to go through whatever it is that they're going to be put through just so that another kid might not have to go through what they went through. This girl was such a charismatic speaker too. She spoke so eloquently and she put sentences together. I talk for a living, and this girl put sentences together way better than I could. And when First Lady Michelle Obama went to the hospital, she was the one who got to give her tour, and they did a interview with the kids with Michelle Obama. Only kids were able to ask questions, and she was the moderator of it. And she said how the kids would ask her so many different questions that adults wouldn't ask, and how much fun it was and how amazing it was to meet First Lady Michelle Obama. And then she got invited to go down to Washington, D.C. at 16 years old and speak on behalf of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to the Black Congressional Caucus. 16 years old, a keynote speaker down in Washington, D.C. This young girl, this young woman is so amazing and is such an inspiration. And you look at her and you think that kids and adults idolize a lot of celebrities, and you think, no, that's who we should be looking at, and that's who girls should be looking up to, is a woman, a young woman and a girl like this who is going through real life stuff and is going through real life pain and is going and is giving the First Lady a tour of a hospital, is going and speaking in front of a bunch of politicians, a bunch of adults, and is speaking with such a grace that is well beyond her years. And you think, no, you shouldn't look up to these celebrities, these actresses, these singers. You should be looking up to Courtney. I want to be more like Courtney in my daily life. I want to find the positive things in the negative. I want to see the light in the dark because she does that better than anybody else I've ever known. I wish everybody could meet Courtney. I wish everybody could be Courtney. That you could be somebody that could go through an experience like she's going through and be able to be giggly and be positive about it and be so graceful about it. And I keep using these same terms, but it's just so true when it came to Courtney. Think of Courtney when you're listening to the radio through our radiothon, and think of a girl like her who is a patient of St. Jude, has been a patient of St. Jude her entire life. Before she was even born, she was a patient of St. Jude. And think that you're helping out people like Courtney, and you're helping out patients like Courtney that it might not be cancer, it could be sickle cell or other diseases, and that's what you're doing. You're helping out a girl like her who is the most positive person I've ever heard in my entire life, and you're helping her during this radiothon, and you're helping her if you're a partner in hope